Boom! Sooners got a win. Jake Krell, ESPN 5-star edge, committed to the Sooners over the rival Longhorns. Yes, Oklahoma finally got themselves a win, especially after yesterday. So we're going to talk about it. Let's look at Jake Krell's measurables and what he's going to bring to the Sooners. So let's dive into it. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. My goodness, this Jake Krell goes on Pat McAfee and he commits to the Oklahoma Sooners, something that we all have been needing to have in our lives. Oh man, the stress. Shout out to Miguel Chavis, who sealed the deal, and Jim Nagy, because this was a player that I knew that they wanted. So let's take a gander at the measurables and let's talk about what Jake Krell brings to the Sooners. As you can see, Jake Krell listed at 6'2", 223. Depending on the site that you're at, I think he's closer to 240. He's a bigger boy. Top 100 player in the country. Let me see. 247 has him at 63 on 3. They have him in like the hundreds. But ESPN has him number 22, so he is a 5-star because he's in the top 32. And consensus composite top 50 player in the country. That is actually one thing that Oklahoma has desperately needed, was to get a win like this on the recruiting trail. And Jake brings in all the skill set that every single one of you fans have been looking for. I mean, not only does he got the style going for him, but the kid has talent. And I remember talking to Brian Smith over at the Portal for Locked On podcast, and he talked about him. He said he saw him as a true freshman. He thought he was the most talented dude at the camp as a freshman. He's like, that kid is ridiculously talented. And you can see in the tape, he finds a way of getting to the ball, getting to the quarterback. He has great bend. He can go low, and he's fast. Like, he's extremely talented, quick hands. He can move the dudes off and be gone. So this is what Oklahoma's been looking for. So R. Mason Thomas is gone. Marvin Jones Jr. will be gone at the end of the season. So you're going to have to really reload in that edge room. As you've got a lot of young dudes, you just got to see who's going to be that. Jake Krell is one of those that could come out and play young. Like, he could come out and play like a Dylan Stewart did at South Carolina. He could end up being one of your top guys very young. And he's doing this at IMG Academy down there in Florida. That kid has got some skills, and he's fast enough to where when he's hitting the quarterback, he's disrupting the passing motion. And that's what you hope for in a player of his caliber. And so he's one that I think the Sooners desperately needed. We needed this win. And I'm going to be honest, I was really surprised when Jake moved his commitment up from, he originally was going to commit in October and said he kind of wanted to see how the season played out. And so the assumption was, he'll commit after Red River. That was what everybody was thinking, depending on what Oklahoma and Texas look like going there, because there's a lot of battle between Oklahoma, Texas, Ole Miss. Florida was in the mix, and then he dropped his top 3, which ended up being Oklahoma, Texas, and Ole Miss. And then there's been a whole bunch of conversations of Texas surging on at the last minute. But then as of recently, right before this announcement here on Pat McAfee, you saw that Oklahoma was surging. That was really what the notes that was coming out. And so for our Sooner fans, we just need to see if, this actually was going to come to fruition. Because, I mean, the Gross one yesterday, Davian Grosswood being trending to Oklahoma for a while, and it just didn't work out. So, I'm excited. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. The Gross situation was really intriguing. Oklahoma was basically leading with him all summer. I had been hearing that he was going to commit for weeks on weeks. He was one of the commits that I heard that was going to commit. And I knew that Oklahoma was playing ball with him when it came to NIL. But then last minute, he had last minute conversations with Florida and Oklahoma, and it sounds like Florida found a way to sway him away. So he was hoping Oklahoma was going to have 2 really good days. Didn't have a good one on Monday. But it appears here on Tuesday, we got some good-ish. So this is a plus, desperately needed. Oklahoma finally got themselves a win that matters the most for them, is getting themselves a big-time edge that will probably see a lot of game time in the future. I mean, you still got PJ, who will be older. He'll be close to senior status. Daniel Collier will be a redshirt junior. You'll have Taylor Wine as a redshirt junior as well. Wyatt Gilmore will be a redshirt junior also. You're slowly starting to lose out on players in the trenches. Like Oklahoma's got a lot of dudes that will be out the door. I mean, you still got, of course, Alexander Shield, nice. CJ Nixon is still young. He'll be out there as well. Same thing with Virgin Kaiser. So this is one that made sense for Oklahoma to spend. You're losing 2 dudes this year, R. Mason Thomas as well as Marvin Jones Jr. There's zero chance that those 2 will be back because they're seniors. So they're, there's no, unless they're redshirt, they're gone. So ponying up to make sure you get a player of Jake Krell's caliber made logical sense. And that's kind of the thing that I remember when I was talking to Jim Nagy about this, that was one thing he kind of mentioned. He's like, you're going to have to pay your 5 stars a very handsome penny. And you pay them, you're going to want them to play. You don't want to pay a bunch of dudes that's not going to really be playing. Because a lot of teams are doing that right now. They're paying 5 stars that are riding the bench for 3 years. And they're paying them a pretty penny. But, they got guys that pass them, and then you have to up those dudes' number as well. You got to remember, they're operating in the mindset that a cap will actually be enforced. So you may not like it. I totally understand it. But, hey, I get where they're coming from on it. So big win for the Sooners. Me and Cooper talk about this a lot more soon. But let me know what you all think here in the comments. We will be back. More videos, of course, coming through the week. We're about to do the position breakdowns. I got to start that. I started recording. I need to edit and put them out. But we're going to start with the positions. We'll start with secondary and work our way to the inside. And then we'll go inside on offense all the way back to quarterback like we always do. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you don't miss any of the content. And, yeah, we'll chop it up soon. Peace.